What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Feast, episode 117. The show where you submit replays and we cast them. I'm Delthius. How's it going? I'm doing great. I just casted some TnT champions. The last of the Swiss rounds there. Group stages have started. Also kind of went over where the group stages are, how all the players did, what my gut reaction to the groups were, who I thought would win. But yeah, I'm doing well. We got 6 here. I got a few kind of put out the bat signal, the Delthius signal in the Pocketwatch Discord, and got a few submissions, so I appreciate it, guys. And also dusted off some old ones that have been collecting spider webs in my to cast folder for a bit. But yeah, it's been a little while since I've streamed, so just kind of wanted to come in and say hi. Yeah, I don't do the Feast on a schedule like I used to, but I still like to come in every now and then and poke around and have a good time with y'all. So keep sending me those replays, ToothandTailTV at gmail.com. Again, the big thing in the scene right now is the TnT Champions 2021. We just finished the Swiss rounds. We've got our 2 leagues, so from here on out, it's kind of like 2 separate tournaments. You've got the Premier League and you got Intermediate League. And those are round of 16 matches, GSL group style. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Those matches are currently underway. And again, big shout out to everybody covering all this stuff. You know, like it's hard for me to even cast because so many people are just grabbing these replays up like right when they become available, which is fantastic. It's a great problem to have. But again, just wanted to shout out some of the other great content creators in the scene, guys like Tosh, Tiki Gray, Kipo, Tander Draco, Trumpet, Kerpa, James. You can find the links to their Twitch pages under the stream you're watching right now if you aren't following them already. So, what else is happening in the life of Delthius? Not a whole lot. Been playing a lot of Slay the Spire. That's been really fun. I got pretty into Magic with the big new rotation just came out for Standard. So I was playing around with that, but of course I do the same thing I do every time a new Magic set comes out. I'm like super gung-ho about it for a week and then I just kind of stop. I should play more. It is really fun. I don't know. It's just hard to keep my attention on it for too long. Been playing some Final Fantasy 14. Need to do that a little more often. The new expansion's coming out, trying to catch up. I finished up Heavensward. Fantastic story. The story in the game is very, very good. It's very, very long, and it can be daunting to try to get through it. But it is fantastic. Really, really good storytelling thus far. I'm excited to see where it goes. Trying to get there. Trying to get through the campaign before Endwalker hits in November. Essentially, me and all my WoW buddies I played Classic WoW with all switched over to FF14, so yeah, so that's been fun. What else am I doing? I'm playing music again, which is nice. When I moved up here, I sold my drum set, which was stupid because I went out and I bought a crappy drum set to go jam with some metalheads, so I found a good group of guys. We're making some cool, like, prog metal. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, that's basically it. Killing it at work. Works hard, but I'm doing good. And trying to find the energy to do these kinds of things after work. It's tough, but I do want to come in, still be a part of the scene, still check in on everybody and have a good time casting some replays and stuff. So without any further ado, let's get into some replays. Again, keep sending them my way, ToothandTailTV at gmail.com. Let's see what kind of submissions we got. So on the left-hand side, we got South Tom. And over on the right, Mr. Ziggy stealing my heart with this Ferret, Fox, Wolf Balloon deck. Love to see it. South Tom, man. I don't know who South Tom is. Listen, okay, when I don't play as much as I should, but I have been playing more because I'm in the tournament, you know, so you gotta practice. And I'll, like, get on the ladder at, like, some random time, you know, like, not too crazy, like 8 at night or something, you know, and South Tom is there. Like, every time I play on a ladder, this guy's there. And I beat him. Like, most of the times, I'll beat him, you know. But Like, dude, this guy is grinding. You know, we might be sleeping on South Tom. Do we know who this person is? Are they in Discord? Or are they in the tournament or anything? Like, they do not get disheartened, man. And that is such a strong skill to have in RTS. He's brothers with North Tom. Got me. But no, seriously, like, I have mad respect for that, you know, like, I feel like I'm a higher skill level player than this guy, right? But let's be honest, you know, there are times on Tooth and Tail when you hop on the ladder, there's only a couple people playing, you know, so you run into the same person over and over, and I'll run into South Tom, like, over and over, and this guy will just, like, take the punch and be like, I didn't hear no bell, you know, like, and that's a very, very good skill to have. Like, he does not get tilted, which is so important. That's why, like, low-key, I'm kind of eyeing South Tom right now. You know what I mean? I'm keeping my eye on South Tom because he's got guts. Like, he's out there playing a lot. Like, I wish I had some South Tom statistics to pull up. I need to look at the KML or something. But I guarantee you, if you look at the KML or look at, like, the Tooth and Tail ranked bot, you're going to see a lot of games from South Tom. And, you know, if he keeps this up, and if he's got that mentality, which is very hard to do in a competitive game, you know, people get salty. And that is my biggest #1 piece of advice for, like, all aspects of life. Hang on, South Tom coming in here real quick. Gotta get some pigs! Gets one, but loses all of his lizards. Ziggy might be able to counterattack off this, but yeah, my #1 biggest piece of advice is you gotta get over that, man. You gotta get over getting salty. Like, getting mad about a loss in anything. In StarCraft and Tooth and Tail and Magic the Gathering, it doesn't matter. You can't let that phase you. You know, those old dude throwing his keyboard against the wall or punching a hole in the drywall or something. Like, you can't have that mentality. It is such a losing mentality. And it's hard for, it's kind of like if you're talking to somebody who's depressed and you say to them, well, just don't be depressed. Like, I get it. You know, it's not a solution to it. But state of mind is so critical. It's so critical. Like, learning how to get over, like, taking it personally, I guess, you know, is so big. Ziggy gonna hide a fox? Hiding a wolf. Okay. I got excited. And, I don't know, just take it from me. Like, trust me, if you want to get better at competitive gaming in general, it doesn't matter what game you're playing. That is, like, the first thing you gotta get over. Like, you can't, you don't have the mental energy to do that. Like, getting mad takes a lot of energy. You ever just get, like, really mad, and then, later you're just exhausted? Like, that's it. Like, getting mad takes calories, you know? Maybe that's the new diet, the new exercise routine, right? Just play StarCraft Brood War and just get so angry. Man. I think that's how Artosis stays in shape. But no, yeah, it's just really, really not good. I guess I don't want to beat a dead horse. I think I've made the point that I wanted to make. But yeah, if you're trying to get better at something, the best thing you can do is work on your mindset, work on your mentality. You know, you shouldn't be mad. Like, when Southtown, like, I remember Kipo, under his, I forget what his handle is on ladder, but he's got, like, some Smurf handle. And Kipo was just beating me, like, over and over. Like, Kipo's just better than I am, right? So if I beat Kipo, that's, like, a miracle, you know? So, again, it was, like, me versus South Tom, right? You know, like, I'm beating South Tom every game. Well, Kipo was beating me every game. And every game that I'd lose to Kipo, I'm just sitting there like, damn, like, I'm looking at the replay. I'm trying to learn, you know, like, okay, why did I lose right here? What did Kipo do right that I didn't understand? Here we go, Ziggy pushing in. But South Tom's actually got a pretty good army comp put together here. Lots of tier 2. 4 skunks is definitely an ordeal, but Mr. Ziggy's almost got the wolf fox put together, which is super hype, and the fox should do quite nicely against this comp. As I was saying on the Champions cast earlier, you know, fox just really shines against tier 2, and South Tom has a ton of that. The only kind of anti-fox repellent spray South Tom has is the lizard and the balloon. I feel like I say that a lot. I think the joke, like, it's a reference to that old crappy Adam West Batman movie. Like, I forget the name of the movie. It was like the not made for TV Batman movie or something. And like at the very beginning of it, Batman and Robin they're in like a helicopter over the ocean, and like a shark gets onto Batman's leg, and he's like, "Quickly, Robin, hand me the anti-shark repellent spray." Robin's like, "Yeah," hands him this like just can of hairspray that they wrote over like anti-shark repellent spray. And then Batman sprayed it on the shark, and then the shark fell off and exploded. It was so amazing. What's up, Mishi? Alright, here we go. We see the Wolf Fox. I'm in a bit of a silly mood today. I apologize, you guys. But you know what? I was serious tournament caster Delthius for those 5 matches. Now I'm goofy replay casting Delthius. And this Fox is getting so much value. Ziggy absolutely crushing it. That engagement started a little bit hairy for Ziggy there, but once that Fox got the wolf buff, really cleaned everything up. Let's see if South Tom does have enough reinforcements. These lizards are actually not bad against Wolf Fox, and Ziggy needs some healing. Is there any water? Is this water? No, that's just snow. There is no water on this map at all. Yeah, this balloon's a real big pain in the ass here. The ferrets, the fox, no interaction. Really, the only unit that Ziggy has that can deal with the balloons are the squirrels. But Ziggy's got to chill out for a moment, man. This wolf is so low. Like, wolf's actually surprisingly got a decent amount of HP. But the map that's very true. It is just frozen water. So, I mean, come on. There's a campfire right here, you know. So that snow melts around it, creates some water. That should be good enough, right? More balloons coming up. Makes sense from South Tom. The balloons are really kind of keeping him in this game. He's got his own wolf up and running. The wolf from Ziggy still a little bit bruised up, but okay. Oh, man! Oh, the snake stacks got onto the fox. I was like, how is it dying so fast? But the wolf is still alive, and Ziggy might just have enough here to crush through, and he does. South Tom taps out. And I'm telling you, man, South Tom didn't flinch. Like, if you looked at South Tom's camera, you know, like, just no emotion in the face, and just clicks, like, alright, queue back up. You know? That's it. I'm telling you, look out for South Tom. If he keeps pumping the way that he is, he's gonna become a force to reckon with one of these days. Let's go into game number 2, though. Tiki Gray, one of the top Tooth and Tail players against Kerpa. Always, Kerpa's always kind of like a rock solid kind of player, you know. Always like, I'd say Kerpa's always like an A-, B+ kind of player. I think. I think if Kerpa like really put his mind to it and dedicate a lot of time to playing, could probably become like a round of 4 guy. But Tiki is definitely a round of 4 guy for sure. I don't think Tiki. Again, I say this every time. Like, maybe I should do this because I keep saying like I wish I had just a summary table of like all of our Tooth and Tail events. And honestly, if anybody knew that information, it should probably be me because I've casted the vast majority of them. And it's too late. Like, I wish I could go back to 2017 Delthius and just like everybody says like, oh, if I had a time machine, I would, you know, go kill Hitler, or I'd, you know, invent Google or something like that. It's like, okay, I would just go back to 2017 and be like, keep track of all the tournament results, so we have some kind of historical record. We have no Tooth and Tail Library of Alexandria. These are all just a bunch of barbarians playing with lizards and moles. Nobody's keeping track of this stuff. But I guess my point was I was thinking about if Tiki has won a big tournament. And I wouldn't be surprised either way. Like, I should know this, but I don't. Because I have a horrible memory. I'll, like, cast, like, a big final, and then a couple months later, I gotta double check. I'm like, oh, who won that one again? So, a bunch of lizards so far from Tiki. Tiki, with a bit of an old-school build here. This is kind of like a chip from Space deck. You know, the badger, skunk, pigeon kind of thing. I wouldn't really call it a this guy deck. Although it is quite similar to the way that this guy kind of navigated the game when he played a lot. And primarily because I think the big thing with this guy deck were the moles. Like, it was all about the squirrel, mole, pigeon, skunk push. And then you kind of just, like, had the badger there in case the game went too long, so you got somewhere to go. Tiki does love his barbed wire, though, and is quite good at utilizing it. I really love to see... Honestly, I feel like Tiki might be one of the best in the business with defenses. It's such a weird title to kind of give to somebody. That used to be Pile back in the day. And we even called it the Pile style, where you played nothing but lizard and defense. But Tiki just really knows, like, how much wire to build, when to sell it. You know, I really like watching Tiki play Wire Balloon when that was kind of the meta. There was a moment where, like, Wire Balloon Owl was really, really good. A meta or two before the Wolf Snake Owl. And Tiki just really understood, like, exactly the right amount of defense at the right time to build those sorts of things. Still does it to good effect with the turrets, you know, when Tiki does decide to play that Wolf Owl Snake. Really good at getting a ton of value off the turrets. Yeah, look at him, like, keeping his lizards in the wire to try to buffer against Kerpa's larger amount. But Kerpa coming in here, getting some damage, and I think he just sniped a tier 2 Warren there. Gonna trade off the rest of these lizards. Tiki's starting to win that engagement. But the counterattack's gonna be rough with these MGs. I love that MGs are, like, relevant units in the meta right now. Because it makes sense, right? Like, they build really quick, they cost 10 seconds to build, and then only 60 bucks, which is like 3 units. So it's basically half the cost of a tier 1 Warren with 3 tier 1 units with it, you know what I mean? So I love to see that the value you can get off of it, and I think the way that a lot of people are utilizing turrets and, like, kind of the mainstream at the moment is you power up to, like, the 2 base, full saturation, and then that vulnerable point, like we saw in the match with Night Slayer and Floor earlier, that vulnerable point where you're throwing down your Wolf Owl, the turrets help to kind of get you there, you know, because they're very cost effective. Especially, I mean, they're horrible by themselves, like most defenses are, but very cost effective when you got some units there that can kind of punch around them. And Tiki really getting a bit crazy here with the wire. I'm curious where he's trying to go. Like, he does have the Badger Falcon, which is going to be nice. It's going to scale a bit better than Krupa's Snake Badger. But I think there's pros and cons to both approaches, right? Like, Tiki would have the supreme late game advantage. But I might like Kerpa's deck a bit better for the late game. You know, when we've got our first couple, like our first Badger out, which is about to be right now, Tiki should probably be thinking about throwing his own down. Yeah, when it's like the Badger and a few supporting units, I think I'd rather my few supporting units be the Snakes so I could try to tag down the opponent's Badger. But I think eventually the Falcons will outscale everything. Okay. Couple tier 2 warrants going down. Kerper actually sold the Badger. Wonder if I got scouted. It doesn't look like it. Maybe it did, and he sold it, and I just kind of missed it. So we're just gonna have to wait here. See how these players want to progress. Just a ton of lizards. We're kind of a little bit of lizard chicken. Because lizards are such a swingy unit, you know? Like, if you find yourself in the position where the opponent's got 30 lizards and you've got, like, 20, you can just straight up lose. So, both players are kind of forced into, like, continuing to build more and more lizards. Kerpa doing little sneaky things out on the map. Ooh. Tiki gonna try to do some skunk harassment, but she doesn't have the high ground vision. There it goes. Really try hard there from Tiki, and we'll get a pig. Tip of the hat. That was quite nice. That's normally the kind of thing you see done with a snake or a ferret, but people just aren't really using ferrets much these days. There's the Badger finally coming out from Tiki. I smell bacon. This is a good smell to have. I apologize, chat. Now I got everybody thinking about bacon. But I know that there's bacon in my future, so I'm happy about that. Kerpa looking for some bacon of his own in the form of some pig kills here, maybe with the snake harassment. Pigeon's not quite enough healing to keep those tier 1 units alive after getting tagged. Third base on the way here for Kerpa. 3 farms already on it. Gonna add a couple more here. And Tiki, maybe not even thinking about a third base. Maybe it's just pedal to the metal once the Badger comes out. Gonna have to sell off maybe a Falcon Warren, probably a Lizard Warren, yeah. So, more and more lizards on the way. 33 lizards here from Kerpa. Is Kerpa just gonna overwhelm Tiki is my question, but there's so many, like there's so much barbed wire. And barbed wire did get nerfed, but it's still pretty dang cost effective, especially against lizards. Like lizards are kind of the unit that barbed wire was designed to deal with. So Tiki can really kind of decide when this battle happens. And Kerpa trying to do what he can with these snakes. You know, be sneaky, try to get some value. Oh, he was trying to go for the tier 3 war, but it's too late, the Badger's out, but now he's just gonna see if he can poison down the Badger. I can't blame him for trying. Oh my god, 8 stacks of poison, and the Badger just goes down immediately. I need some sound effects, that's where the air horn would go off. Oh my god, Kerpa signed my mouse pad. This choke looks too deadly with all that skunk gas there. Skunk gas coming out from both sides, but a lot of Falcons in the air here for Tiki. Will the units on the ground be enough to overwhelm? It looks like it's starting to be. Tiki backing up a little bit, but he's got the safety of the barbed wire. He doesn't have to worry too much about a hard counter attack. But man, I can't believe Kerpa just Metal Gear Solid snaked in there and poisoned that Badger down right when it spawned. So crazy. I mean, Kerpa would have rather just poisoned down the tier 3 Warren. I mean, I guess technically he gets more value out of killing the Badger by 60 food because he lost 120 by losing the snakes, but he got an extra 180. Because if the Badger's building and you kill the Warren, then you get the refund on the building Badger. That's how it works for any units that is building out of a Warren that is destroyed. Choke is rough to fight through, but Kerpa's gonna try to pour in. The Falcons don't do very good against lizards typically, with so many pigeons here to help these skunks hold their ground. Eventually they will start to fall though. And this game is getting scrappy, but it's looking more and more like a Kerpa victory. Tiki was really going for a 2-base timing with that Badger. That's why it was such a nail in the coffin. You know, and that's why Tiki tried to move out afterwards, because the whole thing was Tiki did not go for the third base because he was going to end the game with the Badger, which he probably would have. And Tiki also doesn't know about this third base from Kerpa, so maybe Tiki's thinking Kerpa's hurting just as bad as he is. And Kerpa going to do the very annoying snake poking the mill down to death. Because if there's something I know about wood and stone structures, they really hate poison. Tiki gonna push back for now. This comp from Tiki is very powerful. He's making some smart decisions, but at the end of the day, it becomes a money game, you know? And Kerpa's been quite ahead on economy for a long time. Kerpa's very patiently holding back some of these units, letting them try to heal up a bit. And this looks like where Tiki might have to throw in the towel. Oh, these skunks are so low. So low. There actually is water on this map, and Tiki taps it out there. Probably gonna watch that replay and see Kerpa at that third base and not be happy about it. Alright. Let's keep going. A few more replays and we'll call it a night. Let's get to Trumpet vs. Heartseed. Spawning on the left-hand side, we've got Heartseed. And his opponent in the bottom right, Trumpet. Okay, Heartseed is a pretty cool player, pretty stylish. Well known for his love of the ferret. Also, was pretty good with this like barbed wire balloon ferret style. We don't see him bringing that out here, but still does have that trademark ferret. Meanwhile, Trumpet, you know, at this point you should be pretty familiar with him. Very strong player. Him and his squad, his clan from StarCraft, came over to Tooth and Tail and have been enjoying this game as well. I think Trumpet can boast being a master level player in StarCraft. Not sure what race Trumpet plays. Probably Protoss. Seems like a Protoss to me. That would be my guess. But going for the board here, I really like Trumpet. I like both these decks. I think I like Cam Falcon better than Cam Snake. Yeah, PXB. Oh, man. Ziggy's an OG. So the actual clan is FXB, which is Trumpet's serious StarCraft clan. And then we were memeing in chat one day, and I decided to create PXB, which is Clan P-Boot, after everybody's favorite mod in 2v2 player, Premium Bow. And then there was a clan war. I think I remember me and Kipo were talking about it, and I just kind of encouraged Kipo. I was like, dude, just do it, man. If you build it, they will come. Trust me. That was fun. Who ended up winning that? Was it Toad Road Gang? It was either Toad Road Gang or Lizard Wizard Magic, if I recall. Yeah, clan wars were a lot of fun. Big old map here. A little bit awkward for Heartseed. But the good news is that he's mostly kind of pocketed in here. I mean, if Trumpet really wanted to be a gamer, he could like move his stuff through the water like this. But I doubt that'll happen. And now I'm thinking about it a little bit more. This map is pretty good for Heartseed because it's going to be hard for Trumpet to actually attack in through this water. I mean, I guess Trumpet can like move his forces up here and then come in this way, but you got a little bit of a choke there. No skunk gas or anything like that, though, I suppose. Heartseed building up to Squizzard Cam, which I think is a nice, good shoulder check composition. You can kind of push in there. You know, if your opponent's being a little bit too greedy in one way or another, get some pretty good damage done. Meanwhile, Trumpet mostly staying on Lizard, starting to build a couple squirrels, though. Kerpo with the raid. What's up, man? You just missed your match against Tiki. You're like 3 minutes late. It was a sweet match, though. Dude, the snake killing the badger right when it spawned, dude. Oh my god, sign my mousepad. Like, that was so sick. But okay, Trumpet building into some snakes. And yeah, I personally like Heartseed's comp a bit better right now. I think cams are very strong in the mid game. And when you get up to double camp, like 4 camps is some serious business, especially with everybody playing Lizard, and a lot of people playing Skunk. I mean, Snakes do okay against the camps, like I was talking about earlier, but I still feel like, like if you're playing cams against Snake, I think the only difference is most of the time you just gotta get in there. You gotta man mode it, and not be trying to get that like stealth retreat, because the snake poison will finish it off. But still, the snake poison's gonna kill the cam pretty slowly. The cam's still gonna do its job, getting in there, taking a bunch of hits and dealing a bunch of hits. And here are those signature ferrets on the way here for Heartseed. Because snakes are actually really bad against tier 1, right? So if the cam, even though the cams die, but if they get in there and deal with a lot of the tier 1, and then you can get your leftover tier 1 to kill the snakes, it's pretty nice. Both players powering up, 2 base. 3rd bases are going to be a bit tough. It definitely seems like the kind of map where 2 bases will either not happen at all, or just for 1 player. This attack from Heartseed is either going to end the game, it's going to end the game one way or the other, I think. Like, I'm curious to watch these armies collide. These ferrets need a bit more time, though. If I'm Heartseed, I'm waiting as long as I can to hard engage. Like, let these ferrets do so much damage first. Oh, the cam trap ends up catching a couple of the snakes out in front. I didn't even see those cams. Really good positioning there by Heartseed. One of the snakes falls immediately. Trumpet with his own cams, but the cams are down, and Heartseed knocks out the expansion. Heartseed is in such a good spot to win this game. Oh my god, but what about the counterattack from Trumpet? Trumpet has to win right here, right now. He's got a lot of tier 1. Heartseed was pretty invested in tier 2, so he needs a little bit of time. Like, if his units just keep funneling in like this, a few at a time, it's not going to work. I think Heartseed had to concede this base was going to die, and again, the snakes, with their super effective poison against wood, knock out that Gristmill. And even things back up. We got a good old-fashioned mud brawl on our hands now, ladies and gentlemen. A good old down and dirty swine skirmish. These are my favorite kinds of games right here, where both players are just like screwed. You know, we're down to 1 farm, 0 farms. This town ain't big enough for the 2 of us. But the 4 cams out for Heartseed. Is it going to be too much? Trumpet is starving. These snakes might be able to shine. Snakes are very microable units, and in small numbers like this can do a great job. Trumpet really on top of his micro, as would be expected from a StarCraft player. Pushes Heartseed back. Now both players are starving down. Oh my god. Okay, both players will have enough time to build a farm. It takes 20 seconds for the mill to build. This game should have been called Swine Skirmish. It was pretty good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. 4-Leaf in the chat. I was proud of that improv moment. Okay, Heartseed just gonna go pure lizard here. Against 6 lizard, 2 cam. So 2 cam is 240 food, which is 6 lizards worth of food. But cams are probably more... Like, it takes more than 6 lizards to kill 2 cams. Probably more like 8 or 9. 2 cams wins. Yeah, most likely. I would agree, especially because you can micro them. Like, the cams can be in there, get really low, and then you save them, you let them heal up. And that kind of value is going to matter so much right now. I think Heartseed's being way too passive. Like, if I'm Heartseed right now, I'm all over Trumpet's main. I'm just sneaking in here. Oh, you can't! That rock! That hero rock is in the way. Oh my god, there is no backdoor entry. You can't even make it up those stairs. They're too narrow. You don't have a access rail. What if you fell and hurt your little butt? Yeah, there's only one way in. Right through the front. Oh man, I think Trumpet has this. I think Trumpet has it. I do agree with Protocam. I think I would rather have the cams here. So Heartseed's stuck in a tough spot. Do you sell? Like if I was Heartseed, what I want to do is like use my lizards to just be a bastard on the map, but he can't. So maybe you try to power farm. Trumpet's kind of beating him to it though. I was thinking like sell off some lizards for more farms, but nope. Heartseed's gonna try to go for it, building some moles here. Oh, this is so close. Trumpet's getting more and more ahead though. Like Heartseed's not even trying to rebuild. Trumpet's like, all right, once I get back to 8 farms, then you'll see. All right, Heartseed's just gonna go for it, but with the defender's advantage here, all those pigs helping out. One of the cams does fall. Oh, this cam gets so low, 2 HP, it does die. Oh my god. All right, cams are gone. So I don't know, maybe I was right, because I feel like if Heartseed wasn't taking pig shots there, Heartseed would have won that, right? I don't know. It was super close either way. Super close. But when the dust settles here, Trumpet has an extra farm. He's got 150%. Ooh, and that farm starved out. And that is it. That's the straw that broke the camel's back for Heartseed. He's like, I am never going to financially recover from this. And he taps. What a match. I thought for a minute Trumpet was going to lose that game. And I was just kind of tipping the hat mentally to Trumpet because I used to that's always really cool when you get a submission where you lose. Like most of the time I don't let you guys know who submitted, because most of the time when people submit a replay, it's a game that they won, right? Because you're like excited about the game. But it is really cool to see when people submit matches that they lost. Anyways, let's get into game number 4. A few more here tonight. I do normally like to stream for about 2 hours. It looks like we're going to be right on the money there. Cheshire saxophone. Man, I almost keep saying that. Versus the old Protocam. Protocam with his take on the wolf, owl, snake. And Cheshire saxophone with a really stylish deck that in my heart I want to work so bad. Like, the deck that Cheshire has right now is like my favorite deck. You know? It's just so fun to play. And it seems so cool. Like, you got the Squizzer Cam. You got the Fox to do some esports. Right? You got the Ferrets to really pressure your opponent. Then you can scale with the Falcon. But it just normally, unfortunately, in this meta, that kind of composition just normally doesn't hold up. Proto on his own kind of variant, as I said, on Wolf Owl Snake, but he's got the Wolf Owl Snake. So it does have very strong late game if we end up getting there. But we're already seeing a bit of early game shenaniganery. Protocam decides to take it on home, though. Sees that Cheshire was prepared for it. So kind of no harm, no foul. This is kind of a crazy map. This middle kind of castle area, you know. This is very, this is crazy. If I'm in this game, I am like really trying to get out here. Because once one of these bases is taken, like, there's no way that Cheshire is farming from this base and Protocam's farming from this base. You know, they're just like too close to each other. There's no defense here, you know, so you can't really add salt to that wound. Cheshire could always retreat over to this mill here. Protocam doesn't really have that luxury, though. Protocam kind of has to put up or shut up on this map. He's either going to have to go for a one base all in, or he's going to really have to plant his foot out here in the middle and say, these are my mills. And then maybe Cheshire, you know, has to retreat to this mill with his tail tucked between his legs, but it's still a game. We'll see how it pans out, though. I'm actually very interested in this map gen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Protocam will just mine from this base and Cheshire will mine from that one, and you know, that can't happen though. Protocam's got snakes, Chessire's got ferrets, like, it's gonna be all out war. Cheshire, I saw the food get up to 166. It's like, is this a foxhole down here? We're gonna put a little fox there? What was that noise? I don't know, my computer just yelled at me about something. Okay. Squode vs. Squizzard. Match as old as history. I love this from Cheshire, by the way. I used to hark on this a lot when Toads were a bit more meta. But this is perfect for Cheshire. I actually don't want him to build any more lizards. He wants to take the 3 lizards that he has, and he wants to ram them into the 6 Toads. And camp out on top like that. Alright, Protocam's established up here. Cheshire has not tried to contest this at all. I mean, Protocam's even building Warrens out here. He's got a spray can, he's graffitiing everywhere. And he's setting up a Protocam sunglasses hut. Like, he's all in. Yeah, even taking this front base to mill. And also just kind of rub it in Cheshire's face. Like, yeah, man, this is my area. You missed your chance on the Louisiana Purchase, dude. I am the king. Cheshire does have ferrets, and this is a very defendable position. Cheshire doesn't really have a good front line, though. You know, maybe he needs the lizards to really be that guy. You gotta get a bit... That's surprising. Like, he should have range on it. There you go. He doesn't have vision on that? Oh, come on. You gotta scoot the ferret just a bit. Get him on this forward tile. Alright, here we go. Here's a big punch. Protocam moving in. Good job from Cheshire, though, tanking the Toad hits with the lizards. But will it be enough? This is kind of the problem with ferrets, is they really just don't do a whole lot in a direct engagement. So you kind of need to be ahead to use ferrets, in a way, or be in a situation where it's a bit stalemated out, where the opponent can't just kind of punch into you. So Cheshire does end up breaking that. However, it felt a bit more cost-effective for Protocam. And Protocam's on this second base. You know, Cheshire's got nothing. He needs a something here. He needs a cabin. He needs to take that 3 o'clock. I mean, the 5-minute mark has come and went. So this economic advantage for Protocam is actually starting to get very real. Protocam doubling the economy of Cheshire. And RTS games fundamentally are about money. So it doesn't matter how many cool tricks you do with these ferrets. If I just have double the money, I've got double the stuff, and I can just zap Brannigan you to death. Ferret's actually getting into range on this mill, though, starting to poke it down. But unfortunately, they are not snakes, and cannonballs are not as effective as poison against structures made out of wood and stone. Oh! Alright, if this mill goes down, that's actually huge. It just needs like one more shot. Okay, gonna sacrifice the ferrets to kill it. Evening the ground here a bit, but did Cheshire lose too much? Is the question. Gonna desperately come home, sell those ferrets, try to remake whatever tier 1 that he can. But Protocam's got a decent-sized army here, about twice the units that Cheshire has. Cheshire pushing in, trying to keep Protocam at bay, but Protocam's about at that snowball moment. You can see the reinforcements starting to trickle out for Cheshire, though. Gonna push Protocam back for now, and oh man, we're getting into that fun part of Tooth and Tail again, where both players' economies are in the dumps. You're down to a handful of units, and like every squirrel really matters here. I love this kind of ramp up and ramp down that one base games give you, because it's very unique to Tooth and Tail compared to other RTS games. Because your main just mines out so fast, right? Like, we're not even 8 minutes in yet, and it's like, we're about done here. Alright, now we're in that weird situation where you got kind of like a Germany and France, you know, sharing the border here. Ooh, actually good engagement for Cheshire. Protocam going down, and Protocam will end up tapping. Really fun match. Great submission there. That was very close. Alright, got a couple more. This shows you how dusty these replays are. This is a Mochaccino game from August. Alright, in the bottom we've got Mochaccino and Araloo up top. This is very Araloo deck. Like, this is the style that Araloo kind of piloted to championship victory. And I'm liking it a lot. I still think it has some merit. And meanwhile, Mochaccino with a very nice comp here. Just pretty tier 2 heavy. You know, the snake is always great in the late game. You got the Falcons to scale. Skunks are quite deadly. Even got some pigeons in it, so... I don't know what happened to Mocha. Hopefully he didn't get salty or something. He's definitely a good friend of mine. I think he may just need a break from the scene. I don't blame him. We've all been there. I myself have disappeared for a few months from time to time. Mochaccino and Araloo, both really important players in Tooth and Tail history. Araloo, one of our top championship winners. You know, one of our esportsers. Mochaccino, always a very competitive player. I would never count him out of being like a round of 4 kind of guy, but more so involved with community organization, event organization, that sort of thing. So let's see where this game's going to take us. Araloo going to sell off one of the Warrens from the 8-farm double, get into some cams. Meanwhile, Mochaccino going for the standard bread and butter 8-farm double into a mill, into another Warren, maybe probably into a farm after that, but I don't know, I'm curious how he's going to respond to seeing the tier 2. He needs to see it, though. I think if you see the tier 2 right now, you're fine, because it's going to take 40 seconds for that tier 2 to produce. You can even sneak out another farm or 2 if you want it, because that only takes 30 seconds, but you also might just be tempted to get your own tier 2. But at the same time, you've got lizards, and lizards are very good against all the tier 2 but the chameleons, which happen to be what's on the menu. Smoke is just going to go up to that Squizzard comp. And should do fine. Squirrels are actually quite nice against chameleons. I think one of the problems with lizards is it's hard for them to really get the surface area that they need, like the nearby tiles against the cams, where, you know, squirrels, if they're in the right position, kind of gun down those cams pretty effectively. But Araloo coming in before Mocha's really ready for it. Mocha does try to contest that there, but unaware of the sneaky chameleons. Does take a little bit of a punch. Gets a bit of a bloody nose, but you'd think he's okay for now. Meanwhile, Araloo does have that second base up and running, does get a farm on it. Awkward map here for Araloo, but not undoable. You can just keep developing to the east there. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm curious not seeing Araloo try to get a little bit more value out of this. Chameleons do add a lot of power. Oh, but he loses the commander. This is absolutely horrible. These chameleons go down for nothing. And Mocha is going to pounce on the rest of these lizards. That is absolutely game-ending damage. Oh, man, that feels so bad. That is the single worst feeling in Tooth and Tail, in my opinion. Is where you just fumble. It's like you just caught... It's like you just caught that, like, Hail Mary toss in a football game, right? And you're, like, running into the end zone, and then you trip over your own shoelaces and fumble the ball, and the other team gets it. Like, that's basically what happened there to Araloo, losing his commander like that. But Araloo tries to come in for some counter damage. It does get it done. A couple pigs went down there. I wasn't paying super close attention. I was wrapped up in my football analogy. Nobody watches football. What am I even doing, Delthius? Mochaccino did kill that base from Airlu, so Airlu had to try to return the favor. Some snakes on the way from Mocha here. Try to combat those cams. Airlu's just going to settle for the cabin, which I think is a good play. I'd even love to see him take this other one down here. Doesn't know about it, though, unfortunately. I mean, if you're looking to end the game, which Airlu probably is, you know, you're just basically saving money by taking that campfire. Alright, campfire is ablazing here for Airlu. Snake's almost up and running for Mocha. Mocha getting the better end of the economy. Checking around. Seeing what's up with Airlu. Realizing Airlu does not have a second base. Gonna go ahead and grab that mill. Just hedges bets and a base trade. Airlu seems to have been kind of on the fence most of this game post-fumble. You know, if he wants to commit to really just trying to end the game, or if he wants to power up on another base. But unfortunately, Mocha kind of won this earlier. But as I say that, Airlu is actually crushing in. This is what I was kind of talking about with Snake vs. Cam. Like, you think it's good, but I think it's not. You know, like Airlu just kind of ran over those units. The snakes are very vulnerable to tier 1, so if it's like I got a bunch of tier 1 in cams and you got a bunch of tier 1 in snakes, I think I'd rather have the cams in that situation. But Mocha does hold, but again we're down to this we're down to the dirt. What I called earlier, a swine skirmish. We got a swine skirmish on our hands here. Ooh, that actually hurts a lot. Nice free pickup there from Mocha. Now, as weird as it... Okay, he does sell the snakes. I was gonna say, like, snakes actually in this really low econ are quite nice. Now that he doesn't have the snakes, like, I wonder how much Airlu can really abuse re-stealthing the cams to just wind up with a ton of value. Airlu had to sell off a squirrel warren there. Get that farm actually building. So Airlu's... I don't know, though, because squirrels are actually pretty good against cams, right? Because it's pretty easy for them to target them down. Let's see what happens. Mocha's actually not in position to target these cams down. Now he starts getting the squirrels to fire on him, but the cams do get up in the squirrel's face first. Oh my god, it's gonna come down to every last squirrel being so important. Mocha's having to pull back with his 2. Now he's gonna sell the cams. No, is he gonna commit to another round of cams? The Mad Dog. What a mad lad. Damn, dude. Yeah, he really wants those cams. I think that's... I think that's a mistake, right? Because Mocha just pushes. Well, I guess he doesn't have time. Like, the one cam's already here. Oh, this is so scrappy. Like, I agree the cam is amazing in this situation. I just didn't think Airlu would get away with it. But he is. And both economies are just trickling on enough to support building like one tier 1 at a time. This could be the game-ending move right here. These 2 lizards. Airlu's got to get his lizards over in position. And that farm goes down. Airlu is starving. If I'm Airlu, I'd just try to end it. Oh no, Mocha's gonna... Oh, this is so smart from Mocha. No, Airlu, don't... You can't take that bait. You gotta go. And here come the squirrels. I think Airlu wins this fight, though. Yeah, and he'll be able to re-stealth these cams and heal him up, but he's got to kill that pig. He's got to even things out. I don't think the mission's accomplished while that pig's alive, but he's not going to go for it. He's going to run home. He's going to sell a warrant. He's got to sell both. Oh, that feels bad. Alright, sells and rebuilds. Smart. He's going to get out of the starving. He's going to get out of the starving, said Delthius. No, he's waiting for... No, Airlu! Oh my god, bro! 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 Give me an ulcer. Okay, 6 squirrels versus 2 cams. I think the cams can even just target the pig. It's 12 damage, 15 damage. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna just try to be... be a gamer here. Oh, one of the cams dies. Oh, no. And he didn't even commit. Like, if one of the cams died, but he killed the pig, right? Because I think that was the decision that was facing Garaloo there. It was like, okay, I can dive on this pig and lose a cam, or I can try to esports on him and keep my cams alive. And he tried to do the gamer move, but he lost the cam. Oh, man. Alright, second cam's on the way. Oh, this is so brutal. Do you even just, like, just kill these Warrens, maybe? Just target the pig, right? Ugh, this is stressing me out. I can't take it. Alright, there you go. Gets a squirrel. But this pig's been farming for a while. You know, Mocha's gonna go up to 9 squirrels, and once he's on 9 squirrels, 2 cams is not gonna be as good. Yeah, it's a little pokeroni. He needs more than that though, because this does take a while to like get back to the territory, heal up, get back in there. You know, doing all that for 1 squirrel. Oh my god, this game. This game is amazing. I like how Mocha's just standing still too. It's like, what? That means he reveals invisible units, by the way, if you haven't played in a while. Or something like that. So the cams actually can't, like, walk there. See that little eye over Bellified Commander? Dude, this is amazing. Alright, 1 squirrel! Get out of there! Oh, but Mocha's gonna come in now, and is he gonna get the stealth reveal? Oh man, 8 squirrel. Okay, now Araloo's got the pig advantage though, and he's got a lizard. These squirrels can poke and kite. Yeah, squirrels are actually pretty good against cams. Oh, 2 HP. One of the cams goes down. And Mocha will finally end this game. But man, what a hell of a game. Good God, I'm glad I casted this one. This has been sitting in my email for a month. Like, I've just had this Tooth and Tail Gold sitting in my email for a month, just doing nothing. Can you guys believe that? Araloo. He's got 30 seconds in a dream, man. He can't do anything. Like, he can't, if he's gonna build another pig, he's gotta sell his camps. So this is it. I like how he queued that farm though, so he could very quickly like just go home and sell off the cam Warren. He's got 10 seconds. He needs to kill this pig. All right. Now just run home. 8 seconds. 6. Okay. So right when he sells it, he'll be fine. Oh no, but Mochaccino killed the Warren. Oh no, he didn't. It's right. Oh my God. 1 second. Ugh. 1 second on the clock. And now Araloo's got nothing. Mocha's got nothing. Mocha's got a building pig. Araloo's got a building pig, but Mocha's got a few squirrels. 3 squirrels coming in. Lizard's on the way for Araloo. Araloo trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, rally. You gotta. I think he does the same thing here. Uses the 1 lizard to kill this, and he's got to go home and sell the warrant. Oh, but the pig finishes, but that's okay. 1 lizard can kill 1 pig. Alright, Mocha's starving again. But Mocha kills this base. Alright, but Araloo can take the campfire. But Araloo cannot lose this warren. If he loses the warren, he loses the game. And he needs to be careful about this lizard, too, because he kind of wants to sell it, even though he won't get much money for it. Every little bit counts. Mocha's coming in. Ah! 15 seconds. Oh my God, Araloo's gonna starve. He's got to sell this, and then he's got to go build the campfire. Come on, Hopper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God, Araloo. That's 2 times. 2 times in 1 game where Araloo's been on 1 second of starving. And look at this, Mocha sold his warren to get the pig. Oh, and Araloo's trying to mind game Mocha like, oh, I've got something that's on the way. It's going to kill your pig. Watch out! Oh, and then Airlu taps. I think he tapped right when he saw the squirrel. Man, what a match! What a match! All right, maybe. What do you think, chat? Does that match warrant a clickbait YouTube video? Yes or no? I think it does. I think that's clickbait video number 2 on my Tooth and Tail channel. This match was so good it should have its own VOD. All right, the chat seems to agree, so we're gonna have to do that. All right, I'm gonna have to get my artist on the hotline, my guild leader. All right, geez, where are we at? What year is it? What's going on? Am I a human being? Or am I a ball of energy and consciousness? Hey Del, why aren't all championship games on YouTube? They're getting lost at Twitch. No, I actually, I slacked on exporting a couple of my last VODs. Swiss placement matches 1 and 2, but they actually are processing right now, so they will be up there. As far as other streamers go, yeah, I mean, I can't really do much about that, unfortunately. It is, Mishi remembers back in the day was like me streaming events for the most part. We would have a few other people too, don't get me wrong. Jed Erickson, even Mishi would cast from time to time. Tosh has always been there. But yeah, there's so many people nowadays, man. Like, so many people are casting. So it is kind of on you. Yeah, if you are a caster, do make sure you highlight your VODs. If you highlighting a VOD means that it'll stay on Twitch forever. But if you do not highlight it, and you can just highlight the whole thing. That's what I do if you look on my channel. But a past broadcast, especially for small streamers like we are, will only stay up for a few days and then go away into the void forever. All right, one last match of the nights. Let's get into it. Spawning in the top right, we've got the Kid. And down in the bottom, Trumpet, running the deck. Although, I have seen variants where you have Lizard instead of Squirrel. I'm curious on the Squirrel variant of this. The Kid, I always think, is the Child, because we used to have a player known as the Child who was very active. And the Child is no longer here, but now we have the Kid. You know, maybe one day the Kid will stop playing, and then we'll have El Nino. That's Spanish for boy child, right? Mishi gets it. Okay, my joke was good. Mishi speaks Spanish. Thank you. But yeah, normally you see Lizard with this instead of Squirrel. I'm curious on the Squirrel, and if I'm Trump, like, you gotta love it, right? If you're Trumpet, this is what you want. You just need 2 bases. You need to hunker down, build a turret or 2, and then get to your Wolf Owl. And again, most of the time you do see Lizard with this, but maybe Trumpet. And I think I've actually talked about this with Trumpet before. I'm getting a little bit of deja vu, but maybe Trumpet's thought process on Squirrel over Lizard is like, yeah, Lizards are the stronger unit, but Squirrels are a bit better on defense. And my goal, you know, Trumpet is a StarCraft player, and StarCraft players have goals. Right? Like, because that's how you play StarCraft. Like, you don't just kind of dilly-dally in a game of StarCraft and, oh, what's my opponent doing? Maybe I'll do this. It's like, no, I'm going to boot up the game of StarCraft, and then I'm going to do a 2-base Immortal push, or, you know, macro up to Mutaling, Baneling, or whatever it is. So Trumpet, in my opinion, probably from being a StarCraft player, has kind of that thought process in his head, and is like, my goal with this comp is to get to Wolf Owl, and I'm going to do that by defending, and Squirrels are better on defense, so I'm going to take Squirrels. The Boy, that'd be another good one. Okay. Meanwhile, the Kid is trying to leverage the fact that he's got the Lizards, wants to be a bit of a bastard out on the map. And hasn't really been able to find the moment yet. Trumpet is out and about scouting, but Trumpet has the squirrels in a good spot, and the kid's commander will go down. He's gonna lose a pig, but he's gonna hemorrhage off so many units for that. It totally was not worth it. And Trumpet's gonna think about counterattacking, which is the right play. But will the kid actually have enough by the time Trumpet gets over here? It's not looking like it so far. 9 squirrels. I think the fact that the kid is going into skunk, if the kid was on pure lizard, I think he'd be fine, even after that blunder. The skunk up front actually tanking, like, a lot. Like, I think that was actually good for Trumpet. Most of the time, when we evaluate situations like that, it's like, well, the tier 2 dying is a bad thing, but that, the tier 2 did so much tanking. Yeah, Trumpet ends up trading tier 2 for tier 2, kills a pig, so kind of delivers a black eye right back. How are we looking after that? I think we're going to even out just a bit here. Both players, the dust is settling. We're going to macro up on 2 bases a little bit and see where we go. Let's Trumpet thinking. Just a couple more squirrels, yeah. So Trumpet's goal is to kind of, you know, start slowly working up to this wolf owl. He's getting out the tier 2. I don't think the snakes are really necessary, but again, I think Trumpet just being a StarCraft player, like, we're very build order oriented type of people. So Trumpet's like, okay, like, he's probably got this all mapped out. He's like, all right, I get to a few farms on my natural, I get my tier 2 down, I build a couple more farms, I build another tier 1, I finish out that, I build a couple turrets, and then I build my tier 3. Where it is good to have a plan in Tooth and Tail, and sometimes, especially if I'm not doing so good, like in my own ladder games, that's one thing I'll stop and reflect on is, you know, it is important in Tooth and Tail to have a plan. Like, you should have a plan going into a game, but Tooth and Tail is a lot more malleable, and it's a lot more reactive. Tooth and Tail isn't really as much about having, like, a set plan, a set build order. More so is it about trying to one-up your opponent. Like, knowing, okay, my opponent is doing this, so therefore I can do that, which is better than this. And then the opponent scouts that you're doing that, and then he's going to do this other thing, and then he's doing this other thing, and et cetera, et cetera. You know, the classic example is if you scout your opponent and they have 2 farms on their second base, the correct response to that is to go home and build 3 farms on your second base. So the gauntlet has been thrown down by Trumpet, the double tier 3 on the way here. I do like that Trumpet doesn't just build turrets. I mean, turrets are so cheap and build so fast. You can kind of just make them when you feel like you're under pressure, but this is bad from the kid, and this is something a pretty common mistake we see players make at like the B and A tier level, you know? Was he went a long time without coming in here and scouting. Like, this Wolf Warren's been here for like a minute 20 by the time he sees it, and that is honestly just death in Tooth and Tail a lot of times. Like, the kid now does not have very much time at all to react to this build Trumpet's been doing, and Trumpet's just got away with it scot-free. You know, he hasn't been having to trade inefficiently, he hasn't been having to fight while he's got 720 food wrapped up in nothing. You know, the kid kind of missed his window to build the boar. You know, if the kid would have scouted this immediately, you know, he could have sold a bunch, could have built the boar, could have built the falcons. So a little bit unfortunate here for the kid, because I think he's a strong player, but it's a really easy mistake to make, and I still make it from time to time, where once the dust kind of settles in a game, you get a little relaxed on your scouting, but this is the time where the scouting is more important than ever, really. I mean, scouting is so important in like any RTS, but it's a really interesting concept in Tooth and Tail because scouting always typically takes resources. Like, you gotta send an overlord in there, and it's gonna die, and it's not gonna show you everything, but it'll be worth it because you're gonna know something. But in Tooth and Tail, it does take a resource in the way, since, like, your inputs are locked to your commander. But it's free, you know, you just walk over there and take a look. And then sometimes you get in these positions where you actually can't get in there and scout all the way. Nice job there from the kid, swatting off that first wave of the mice. No pigeons, though, unfortunately, for the kid to help heal up these skunks. He's going to tuck her down on 3 base with a lot of turrets. This is a good response. And let's see, Trumpet's only got 3 bases, too. But I think the kid, for this to actually work, would need to be hunkered down with 4 bases, because Wolf Owl Snake is just so gosh darn cost effective that I think to really win this, you're going to need to have more economy on your side. Good play from the kid. I mean, those lizards are basically worthless at this point. He's going to see if he can get something done. We'll end up taking out this 3rd base. Let's see how much damage ends up happening on the front line. Honestly, nothing too bad. Some Falcons are starting to drop to the snakes, but killing this 3rd base for the kid was huge. That really hinders Trumpet's plan, and that puts the kid in the spot where he needs to be. Where the kid can beat Wolf Owl Snake, but I think he just needs more money available. Yeah. Alright, we saw earlier on Floor with a similar concept against Wolf Owl Snake with lots and lots of Falcons, and he even was in the chat just kind of like, you know, I wish I had the skunks, and the kid does have the skunks to help deal with those mice. But I wonder when the kid's big, like, put up or shut up moment is going to be. Like, the kid's eventually got to attack. And every time this wave comes in, you know, these mice are killing turrets, and the snakes are targeting down some of these Falcons, but this is so many Falcons here! And I was worried the kid was going to lose the commander. Okay. So many Falcons here. 18 Falcons in the sky. Trumpet really doesn't have a whole lot of units that actually shoot up. Trumpet's kind of forced into building more squirrels, which isn't what you really want. You want to keep building owls and snakes at this point. Even doesn't add in a few more owls, or I mean snakes rather, but I mean, the kid is so far ahead. The kid's got to be able to win this. Again, utilizing just a handful of lizards. Deny this 3rd base again, and Trumpet really can't lose this mill again. And these lizards will be cleaned up. A shame, because I think if the lizards were on the other side of the mill, probably would have got it. Yeah, I mean, come on. Trumpet's starving? I mean, the kid doesn't know as much as we know, but he's got to know. Like, he's denied that 3rd base. He didn't quite deny it this time, but he saw that there weren't any farms on it. It's crazy how strong this comp is. I mean, like, look how far ahead the kid is, and he's still hesitant to move out. The mice are going to come in. Probably won't get anything done. Maybe kill a skunk or a turret. Nope, not even. Again, the kid tries to deny his 3rd base, but I think the kid's there. Like, I think he can move out. I think if I'm the kid, I sell my turrets and I go, right? Hey, and it looks like he's working on that. Ugh, man, if Trumpet comes back this game, yeah, man, just go for it. 22 Falcons. I don't care what the meta says. You don't beat 22 Falcons, man. That's just too much. Like, these snakes, they got the wolf buff. They're scary snakes, but 22 Falcons. 23 Falcons, I'm sorry. Let's go. And the problem is the wasted shots on all these mice here. But these Falcons should be able to just slam through. Oh my god, that wolf actually going down. The kid is prioritizing structures here. The kid is starving. He's got to kill that wolf. The wolf is really the bread and butter of this comp. It's what's speeding everything up. No, the kid's just going to go for the win, and he's got to get it. GG. Nicely done by the kid, showing you how to deal with that wolf owl snake. And again, as the kid did, you know, it's really all about having the better economy, I think. If you got the better economy, you can make something happen. But anyways, everybody, that is going to be it for me. It's always a pleasure hanging out. Again, keep submitting replays to ToothandTailTV@gmail.com. Check out all the other streamers. And TNT Champions 2021 is nicely underway. We just hit the group stages, so big hype there. Definitely stay tuned for more. It's always a pleasure. Sorry my streams are kind of random times now, but I still like to get on here and hang out with everybody when I can. So, all right, let's raid old QQ. Playing some StarCraft. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.